Whispers in the Stacks. Jacob had always found solace in the old library on Elm Street. The building, a relic from the 1920s, stood like a forgotten sentinel amid the city's gleaming towers. Its oak shelves sagged under the weight of dusty tomes, and the air carried the faint scent of mildew and aged paper. On nights when insomnia clawed at him, Jacob wandered its dimly lit aisles, seeking distraction in forgotten histories. But tonight, October 31st, the library felt different. The clock on the wall ticked louder, as if counting down to some unspoken deadline. He arrived at 11:45 p.m., the door creaking open to an empty reading room. The librarian, Mrs. Harrow, had left early, muttering about bad omens for Halloween. Jacob shrugged it off. Superstitions were for the timid. He settled into his favorite corner, a worn armchair beside the philosophy section, and pulled a volume on ancient myths from the shelf. The pages crackled as he turned them, the only sound besides the distant hum of the city outside. Midnight struck. The grandfather clock in the foyer gonged once, twice, 3 times. Jacob paused, his finger tracing a line about forgotten gods. Then a whisper, soft, like wind through leaves.
Jacob.
It came from the stacks, barely audible, but his name, clear as a bell. He froze, heart quickening. Imagination, he told himself. The wind, or a draft from the old vents. He resumed reading, but the whispers grew, not one voice, but many, overlapping in a low murmur. Stay. Read. Join us. They slithered from the shadows between books, rising like fog. Jacob stood, pulse hammering. The room seemed to shrink, the shelves leaning in. He scanned the darkness. No one. Hello? His voice echoed unnaturally, swallowed by the walls. The whispers intensified, a chorus now, pulling at him. The words, they live, they hunger, he exclaimed as he backed toward the philosophy shelf, knocking a book to the floor. It fell open to a page on eternal souls trapped in ink. A chill ran down his spine. The air thickened, pages rustling on their own as if the books were breathing. Jacob bolted for the door, but it wouldn't budge. Locked from the inside? Impossible. He'd entered freely. Panic surged. The whispers became a cacophony, words blending into a symphony of despair. You read us. We read you. Shadows detached from the shelves, coalescing into vague forms, translucent figures with hollow eyes, their mouths moving in silent pleas. One reached out, its hand dissolving into tendrils of smoke that brushed his skin, cold as forgotten graves. Jacob screamed, slamming his fist against the door. The figures encircled him, their whispers drilling into his mind. Join the library, become the story. He clawed at the wood, splinters biting his fingers, until the lock gave. He tumbled out into the night, gasping, the door slamming shut behind him. The street was silent, the city lights blurring through tears. Jacob ran home, barricading himself inside. He didn't sleep. Dawn broke, and with it, a compulsion. He returned to the library at noon, the door open, Mrs. Harrow at her desk. Odd night, she said, eyeing him. Books were restless. Jacob nodded, heading to his corner. He pulled the same myth book from the shelf, flipped to the page on souls in ink. But now the text had changed. His name was there, woven into the myth. Jacob, the reader who joined the whispers, forever bound to the stacks. He slammed it shut, his heart pounding. He fled again. Each day after, as the clock ticked toward midnight, the whispers echoed in his head, faint but insistent, growing louder as the darkness of night took over the day. Each night, the pull grew stronger. The library called, and Jacob knew. For him, the door was always open. He was the story now, whispering from the shelves. It was now his turn to wait for the next reader.